Virtually everyone, Republican or Democrat, liked Lindsey. Well, not everybody, but it sounds good. Not everybody. He was a tough cookie, okay? I have to veer from this for a second. He was a tough cookie, Darlene, but he was beautiful. He was extremely hawkish. I will tell you, he never saw a war that he didn't like. Our nation needs more men and women like that great person sitting, laying, wherever he may be. I think I know where he is, and I think he's up there. I think he's watching us. I'm pretty sure of it.
That was the president eulogizing his work wife, Lindsey Graham. Between Lindsey Graham's funeral and Mitch McConnell being MIA, Congress may finally be spiritually graduating from gerontocracy to the grave. Also today, we have FIFA potentially selling the World Cup to private investors, and you'll never guess whose brother may be the lead investor. Plus, Elon Musk is suing the state of Minnesota so Grok can legally make AI nudes, or what Elon Musk calls free speech. We also have tech companies burning books at scale and some new, creative, and cruel strategies that the Trump administration is using to go after immigrants. We have these stories and more to get into. I'm Sammy Sage, and this is The Morning Announcements, your 10-minute rundown of current events and the best way to always know what the going on. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story and get every episode right when it comes out.
I hope his health is improving. But if he can have a 17 minutes conversation with his protege, he can call into any of your news stations for 3. All we're asking is just a little bit of proof.
Please, sir, can we have some proof? That was Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear giving Mitch McConnell an ultimatum that he has to prove he's alive and can serve as a senator or else resign. Is there anything easier to prove than your own existence, really? Not in like a philosophical Cartesian sense, but like in a I'm physically here and alive sense. Listen, Auntie, Mitch is scheduled to take a turn for the worst right before the deadline to call for a special election. We'll talk then. Congress really does feel like the dead zone right now, and not just because of missing Mitch, but because yesterday was Lindsey Graham's memorial service at the Capitol. Here's what you missed.
Lindsey, Mr. President, I would argue in my mind probably has a heavenly version of Mar-a-Lago. He may have a little more gold in the Oval Office in his mansion in heaven. And I wouldn't be surprised if he added one big, beautiful ballroom and an arch somewhere on the property, because he would want to obviously duplicate his dearest friend in life, you, Mr. President.
Yeah, he really knocked on the casket. Lindsey Graham famously had his hands in all sorts of random pots you wouldn't think a South Carolina senator has any business putting his hands in. And as a result of that, his funeral brought several world leaders into the same room. 2 of Graham's favorites, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, were both there and each took the occasion to meet with Donald Trump while they were in town. Separately and behind closed doors. Trump went into his meeting with Netanyahu seemingly not in the greatest place, as he called into Fox News beforehand, sounding pretty impatient with him.
Well, I don't need Bibi to tell me that. Bibi's telling me that because he wants me to stay involved. I said, why don't you just tell it to me? Why do you have to announce it to the world?
Frankly, we're being very nice to a lot of countries that would not survive without us. And you know who wouldn't survive without us? Israel. Bibi's coming, he'll tell you.
But after the meeting, this is what Netanyahu had to say.
It was one of the best meetings that we've had, and I always hate to disappoint our would-be critics who are trying to find, cracks in our alliance. And what they find, like today, is a wall of granite.
Sorry, you're really overselling it. Zelensky, on the other hand, said after his meeting that it was, quote, good, and that he and Trump discussed licenses for Patriot interceptor missiles and how to re-engage in diplomacy to end the war. Look who has all the cards now. FIFA President Gianni Infantino announced plans to sell the World Cup and the Women's World Cup to private investors in a $20 billion deal, with the lead investor being Thrive Capital, which is owned by Jared Kushner's brother and Carly Kloss's husband, Joshua Kushner.
I cannot see Carly wearing it anywhere, honestly.
Not even to dinner with the Kushners?
Oh! No. Oh.
That's your husband.
Right now, FIFA doesn't have private owners. Gianni Infantino is just in charge. So the deal still has to be subject to approval by a majority of the 211 member associations. Though if it goes through, FIFA would still retain control of the entity and keep exclusive control over competitions, match calendars, and all sporting decisions. Nevertheless, the reactions have been universally negative. So I guess we'll see how much they have to bribe the members to approve the deal. It's kind of their thing, isn't it? Alert your book club. AI companies have been buying mass quantities of old books that they're using to train their models because they've apparently run out of things on the internet to train their models on that hasn't just been ruined by their own slop already. This is happening because a court previously ruled that companies can avoid having to pay for actual IP to train their models by buying books and scanning them, which they are now doing at scale using hydraulic-powered cutting machines to first remove the pages of the books and then scanning all of them using industrial-grade imaging equipment. So they are literally Fahrenheit 451ing the books to train their mediocrity machines. Speaking of soulless AI supervillains, Elon Musk is suing the state of Minnesota over its ban on AI nudification, calling it a ban on free speech. To be clear, Elon is suing a united state so his trash AI bot can waste all of our drinking water in order to create sexual images of people without their consent. That's him. We also have more immigration brutality from the Trump administration. They've been sending ICE agents undercover to at least 15 airports nationwide in order to step up their arrests of foreign citizens with expired U.S. visas while they're in the midst of traveling. That includes spouses of American citizens. And they're doing this with the help of information provided by the airlines to TSA. And for context on who this will impact, hundreds of thousands of people, both immigrants and tourists, overstay visas every year, many of whom are just waiting for extensions or for green cards, or who have been issued work permits. So those individuals who have never been at risk for deportation unless they had committed crimes are now at risk for deportation. At the same time, the administration just made a new rule yesterday that will channel almost 500,000 asylum seekers directly into deportation proceedings without those people even having an asylum hearing. Thank you, Psycho Stephen Miller.